Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Jujutsu Kaisen episode number 9 reaction. Alright, the previous episode we meet a few new characters. Two people, like two characters who are from the other school. One of them, their name is Todo, another one is Mai. And Mai is the sister of Zenin Senpai, this is Maki, while Todo is another character from their school. So these two and Nobara and Megumi meet, and they kind of go into a little scuffle. Like Todo is an interesting character. According to his, like questions, a few questions he asked Megumi. Megumi wasn't able to impress him, so he basically fought him after that, and he's very strong. In the end, we get to see Megumi trying to unleash his whatever hidden power that even he doesn't know. He himself doesn't know what his hidden power is, it seems like, from the previous conversation. So he was going to unleash that, which he was probably going to unleash against Sukuna. Again, which got interrupted here because Panda Senpai and Zenin Senpai comes in and they stop them. And while we see Mai's power is like imbuing curse energy into stuff, in her case a gun and into the bullets. And yeah, we see Maki and Mai, their relationship is not that good. We also get to know that um, Maki, Maki is the elder sister, isn't it? Yeah, Maki, her she doesn't have any, like, cursed energy. That's why what she does is uses tools that are imbued with cursed energy, and he wants to prove everyone wrong, which kind of makes Nobara respect her even more. So stuff like that, all of these things happen, and later on we get to meet the principal of the other school, and Gojo kind of talks to him about a few things, and kind of tells him that, yeah, you know what, this generation is different. You higher ups, you might try to do your thing over there, but it's not going to stop this generation. And yeah, that's what happens. So these things happen. In the end, we get to see Yuji as well. I'm guessing there's a little time skip. He and another guy who I've seen a lot of times in the opening, I'm guessing he's one of the teammates. They're going to investigate like a hotel or something where stuff is happening. Let's see what happens. All right, this is episode number 9. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is a preference, and let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. What the? What's happening here? If there was a button that would. Wait, isn't that. Oh, what's his name? This, this guy, what's his name? Human Earth one? Yeah? Wait, what's his name? I forget. I'm forgetting. The other talented kid. Okamatsu? No. Okumatsu? Damn. Okay, these three dies, doesn't these three? Mahito comes in. Oh god. Oh, great. That's the teacher, isn't it? Yeah. Ooh. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. There he is. They cannot see him, obviously. Damn. Oh my god. Okay, this is. Yeah. Alright, you know what? Maybe not. I was mistaking this guy to be that guy who we always hear about. Gojo talks about him. He also has like this type of a hairstyle, so maybe Monday. Alright, here we go. Here's where he confronts him. Alright, I wonder why did he particularly pick those three? Like, he was also there. Oh my god. Okay, well. Okay, I still am not completely sure because I'm forgetting his name. Like literally in the previous episode, Todo was talking about him. Todo was like, "Oh, like I've come here to see if uh, you are able to take this guy's place, or something like that." And the one Gojo always talks about says that he's one of the strongest. Like we've seen him in recollections and not recollections, but in little scenes. So these two like look awfully familiar, especially their hairstyle. Okay, let me see. In the opening, he comes. I think. Where is he? You see Gojo's eye. All right, now he's going to come. This kid, this guy. He isn't this the same guy? Yeah, I think so. But then why is he here? Isn't he supposed to be one of the strongest? Small fry and reverse retribution. Here we go. Oh, Yuji and that guy. All right. So okay, interesting. So do the ordinary people like people like them they know about curses? Residual taint. Because definitely lives true. Huh. Like that? Oh, there it is. It's kind of like. Praise? Yeah. Damn. He's very frank. Oh, that's why this guy. Hmm. What's his name? Nanami Kento. Ex-Sailorman. Alright. Well, that's great. True. Yeah. Alright. I see. That's why he came back. Good logic. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh boy. Hmm. Hmm. True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because obviously Gus is. Oh my god. What the? Oh god. Alright, let's see what his power is. Oh, there's another one? Oh. Detergent. Alright, let's see. Okay, this is his. Wow. Interesting. Oh. Alright, let's see how he fights. Like, he seems like a sophisticated. But okay. Also will create a weak point. Oh, really? Okay, so he's a crit master. That's pretty strong. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Damn. Oh, is that why the goggles are? Damn! Oh! Well, that's a crit hit. Damn! Yeah, so imagine if what will happen if he unwraps that. Yeah, focus. Alright. Slipped. Oh. Oh, here we go. Results of his training. Slow. Close attention. Ah. Oh, okay. Yeah, first the fist hits, then the cursor energy. Double impact. Wow. Nice. Divergent fist. Okay. Yeah. True, he has been strong from the beginning. Oh my god, he's crying. Damn. Yeah. Pardon me. Oh, hey! Is that a what? Oh yeah, he's also wearing a watch. Yeah. So, is it those guys who got? Oh, they're the same. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, so he didn't kill them. Yeah, they're already dead once they got, like, you know. It is very. Hmm. Okay. Wait, he's working with him now? Ah. Hmm. Damn. Dude. Oh. Wait, what's this here? Because that was. Tuh. Oh no, this is a different guy. Okay, never mind. I thought this guy was the guy Gojo was talking about. It's not. Okosu, yeah, Okosu, that's his name. No, that's not him. Evil juice is awesome. Hmm. Oh wait, yeah, makes sense. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. No. No, I mean. Alright. Alright. Hmm. Oh, we're following him too closely, I feel like. Oh my god. Yeah, alright. Okay, so yeah, I kind of made a mistake. Now that I think about it, no, this guy kind of looks like that guy, Okutsu, I think that's his name, who we've always been hearing about. And I remember in the previous episode when Gojo was talking about him, we saw him in like a little. like a little, like, they showed him a picture of him. I thought this guy and that guy is the same, like Okotsu and this guy, but probably not. Like they have an awfully similar hairstyle, I think, but they're not the same. This is a different guy. We got to know his name. That's why I was so confused. I was like, isn't he supposed to be one of the strongest? So what's he doing with Mahito? But yeah, alright, this is a different dude completely. And I think the guy in the ending song who is beside Yuji is this guy, isn't it? That's not Okutsu. I thought that was Okutsu. That's this guy. So I guess Yuji will probably save him or something. I don't know. Yeah, alright. Hmm. Alright, Jujutsu Stroll. Here we go. Not me. Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Alright, so this episode, we begin with a little story or a little recollection of this guy. I forgot his name already, but the guy who, you know, who is being bullied, that guy. So he's being like, like just messed around with, like typical school bullies, just kind of beating him up just because someone got offended here. In this case, this girl, and just hitting him just for their own amusement. And oh, Yoshino, that's his name. All right. Okay, Yoshino says something here. He says that if there was a button that would make everyone I hate die, I probably wouldn't push it. But if there was a button that would make everyone who hated me die, oh, interesting, I would push it. Okay, wait a minute. Interesting. It says that if there's a button that would make everyone I hate die, I wouldn't push it. But if there was a button that made everyone who hate me die, I would push it. Okay. Everyone that I hate, I wouldn't push it. Everyone that hate me, I would push. Alright, well, that's an interesting. Yeah, why? Like, hmm. I generally don't. ah, Why does he think like this? Like, he wouldn't push anyone that. He wouldn't push the button if anyone he hates dies, but he would push in case that everyone that hates him die. Will it be the reverse? Yeah, like it's not necessarily anyone that you hate would hate you back. These guys that are bullying him, he hates them. However, not necessarily they hate him back. They're just having fun with him. That's not hate. You know, they're just bad people. They're just bullies. And like the ironical fact is that bullies don't bully you because they hate you. Bullies bully you because they like bullying. That's the thing, and you catch their fancy. Like that's the ironic thing. Like if someone hates someone, if a bully hates someone, I doubt they'll bully him. They'll straight up just beat him up. But bullying is a different thing. Bullying is like a persistent thing that everyone just does for their own twisted amusement. Like if someone hates someone, they'll just beat him up, plain and simple, or do something else. If someone bullies someone, that's not because they hate them, but because they just want to, like for their own amusement, they just want to take out their own stress on someone who probably won't be able to fight back against you. So if you think about it, ironically, it's a weird reason, but bullies actually bully you because they like you in a weird way. So these guys, they don't hate him, they just find their own amusement in bullying him. That's why they're bullying him. So him saying that people that I hate, I wouldn't push the button, but people who hate me, for them I'll push. Anyways, I maybe in the future, the more I get to know him, maybe I'll understand the reason why he said this. Maybe because, because no, I don't know. Like, let's wait. I'm sure maybe in the future I'll understand why he particularly said this thing. Yeah. Anyways, so after that we see him going to like a movie theater. Uh, Human Earth. Wait, what was the name? Human Earthworm 3. uh, and Mahito also comes in. This is the same like movie theater where those three kids died. So he goes in and he's like watching, and then there's these three people in front of him just making a ruckus, and he's just getting annoyed. Yeah, he's like, this seriously sucks. I can't hear the movie at all. Yeah, there are always people like that, even if they vary to some degree. All right, and then later on we again go back to the other flashback where we see this like a particular. I'm guessing that's a teacher who sees this and doesn't do anything, and then yeah, he just tells them that, oh, like like that girl, she's just hanging, like you're hanging around with her just because, uh, you know, and like he says that, and obviously they're not happy about it. They hit him even harder, and yeah, and then the flashback cuts back to this part again, where these three are making like a whole like a scene, and yeah, in comes Mahito and kills them. Bam, they're gone. He sees them. Now, interesting thing, he can actually see curses. So maybe he's some way special or something. Either way, he sees Mahito and he goes out and he calls him and he's like, oh, like, I saw you. You killed them, didn't you? And he says, like, oh, what will you do about that? Will you condemn me? Were those three special to you? And yeah, and then he says that, can I do that too? I think that's what he says. Yeah, can I do that too? Do the similar thing that you did. Okay, so yeah, this guy, interesting. So basically, he's, what can I say? He reminds me, of like his personality is like personality is this type of a personality where he is very vocal, however, in the inside. Like I've seen a few characters like him, obviously in animes, because in real world you cannot listen to people's inner thoughts, so it's impossible to it's impossible to kind of recognize people like this. I'm sure the people like this exist in the real world as well, you know. So it's difficult to know them in real world because you cannot listen to their inner thoughts. In animes, I've seen a lot of characters like this who have who are very vocal in the inside, in their monologuing when they're thinking. They are extremely vocal about like anything that's going wrong. For example, him, you can see in his thoughts, he's like, oh, I don't like this, like these guys, they're not letting me listen to the movie at all, and he's like complaining inside his head and thinking of so many things that he wants to say. He's just talking to himself like that. However, on the outside, he's timid and he doesn't really express it. The only time he expressed his thoughts is when he was getting bullied, where he actually told what he was thinking, and he got beaten up even more. These type of characters, and I've seen them a lot in anime. One of the most popular examples of a character like him is Hachiman from Oregairu, where they think about a lot of things inside, but because of their, I guess you could say, because how introverted they are and how they don't want to stand out, they don't really vocalize their thoughts. And inside their head, they have like a whole monologuing, and they like think of a lot of things However, on the outside, they don't really say anything and are quite timid. So someone like that, and I can see that he comes to Mahito and he says like, can I do that too? Like I'm pretty sure he probably, like, I don't know what he wants exactly wants, but he definitely saw how Mahito just, like, just completely, like, blew them up. And that probably, I don't know, in some way maybe it kind of interested him or something. So he decides to stick with Mahito. We later on see him as well hanging out with Mahito. So yeah, this is what happens at the beginning part of this episode. Now after that, just a minute. All right, after that we cut back to the present time, where the police are investigating, and one of the police officers, they're like, oh, like, these two people came in, and they're going in to see the crime scene when we even are not allowed. And he's like, one of them was a kid, and then the other police officer, he's like, oh, you see, you saw how they got killed, so this is not something that a normal person could do. Now this is the thing. Does this mean that even a few normal people, like ordinary people who don't have just, like, power, like, who don't have curse powers, do people like them also have an inkling as to what's going on? Like this guy from the police, he knows that, yeah, something otherworldly has happened here. So we are not the people who should be handling this. I think so, because I actually was under the impression that this whole curse thing that's going on is actually hidden from the normal people. In a few animes, they kind of do that, where whatever crazy thing is happening is hidden from the ordinary people. They don't know about it. That type of thing. There's a few animes where it goes like that. While, for example, another shonen anime where, like, this supernatural aspect of it is hidden from the ordinary people is Bleach. In Bleach, the supernatural aspect of Shinigami, Quincy, and all that, actual ordinary people, they don't know anything about it. Only people associated with it knows about it. While in a similar situation, Naruto is where nothing is hidden. Like the whole ninja, everything, all of that stuff, ordinary people knows about it. So I'm guessing Jujutsu Kaisen falls in probably the middle of it. Like a few people knows about this whole curse thing that's going on, and a few people are probably oblivious to it. Like, for example, this police officer here, he probably knows that something otherworldly is going on. That's why he's like, leave it to them. We cannot and should not interfere in this. While probably some people, like ordinary people, like maybe just someone walking on the street, if you ask them about curse power, they'll probably don't know about what you're trying to say. So that's why I'm saying maybe this anime is like in the middle of it, where a few people know and a few people actually doesn't know about it. That's what I would guess. Anyways, so okay, I think his name is Nanami, this guy, the new guy, and he comes with Yuji, and he is like, oh, we should follow the residual traits. And at first Yuji says, I cannot see it, and he's like, no, you're not trying to see it. So try again. And yeah, Yuji does that, and this time Yuji can see, and Yuji's like, oh, I can see it. So this guy, he's interesting, like you can see how Nanami, he is very frank, you could say, like you could say he's kind of a serious person, kind of funny, like that seriousness is kind of, comical at sometimes, like the way he kind of says stuff. That's kind of funny, sometimes when he's too serious about stuff. Yeah, like that's the comedy in it. But yeah, all in all, he seems like a pretty what's that word? He seems like a pretty good person, like an honest person, a serious person, and yeah, he cares about people who are like he kind of says that, oh, you're a child, you're a child technically, and I'm an adult, so I'm supposed to like put your life ahead of mine, and that's what I'm supposed to. That's why I'm saying he's kind of he has his own kindness, but at the same time he is very strict. And like he's like, oh, like this is how it's supposed to be, so this is how it is going to be, that type of thing. Like, yeah, so yeah, I can see he's interesting, like all in all, he seems like a nice person. Either way, he's strict. Yeah, that's the right word. He's strict, but he's nice. So yeah, either way, uh, you just like oh, I was able to see it, so why don't you praise me? And he's like, he's like, I don't praise or disparage anyone. I adhere to the facts and judge based on that basis. That's who I am. He says like there was a time when I mistakenly believed society operated the same way. Wow, that definitely is not the way society operates. But enough about that. Okay, so yeah, he's very frank, and quite, you could say, vocal about his thought. For example, when here you just like, yes, let's go, like let's give our all, like like on this, and he's like, no, moderate effort will suffice here, so we'll just use moderate effort, and you just like, wait, what? I was just like hyping the atmosphere up, like to just like a little motivation, but he's like, nope, no need to overdo it, moderate amount of effort. That's all that is needed for this mission. So that's the amount we we use. Oh god. All right. Oh my god. All right. So later on, we see a little bit of a flashback where Gojo introduces him to Nanami. All right. His name is Nanami Kento. He's an ex-salaryman, Jujutsu sorcerer. I can understand why he's like this. He's an ex-salaryman. He has gone through the harsh society, like probably he obviously he's a salaryman, so I'm pretty sure his boss probably annoyed him with a lot of things, you know, and like he says that I thought this is how society operated, but yeah, like my eyes have been opened. So yeah, his experience of being a salaryman probably wasn't a good experience, and that's why he's like this now. He's like, yes, like very frank, very to the point, and yeah, that type of attitude he had. Oh god. Anyways, all right. So I love the fact here they kind of Yuji's like what's up with this? Like you are an ex-salaryman, but then why didn't you become a Jutsu sorcerer from the start? But he's like, oh, first we're going to introduce ourselves. So nice to meet you. And he's like, oh, nice to meet you. And then he says that one thing I've learned being a Jutsu sorcerer is that all Jutsu sorcerers are crap. You're just like, what? And then he's like, yeah, and that is why I went to become a salaryman. A typical company, I worked in it. And there's another thing I learned over there, that is that work is crap as well. And then he's like, so yeah, if I had to choose between equal craps, I would probably take the one which I'm suited for. So yeah, I became a jutsu sauce. That's a very logical and a very real, deep reason to becoming a jutsu sorcerer. He realized the unfairness of society. That's why he became a Jesus sorcerer, because he's like, yeah, if I had to choose between two crap, I'd probably choose the crap that I'm suited for. So there you go. Oh no. And like I said, he is very frank. He says like, oh, like either no, Gojo. He's someone I have trust in, and I also have faith in him, but I don't respect him. Anyways, yeah. Then later on, he also says that I don't accept you as well. You don't recognize you as a Jutsu sorcerer either. But yeah, since you have the bomb within you that is Sukuna, you're supposed to make yourself useful, and we'll see to that. And yeah, I love how Yuji's like, oh, I'll make you accept me, and he's like, I don't care. Say that to the higher ups, not me. I don't care, frankly. Then he leaves. All right. Anyways, now that like they're inside that place, they go to the roof, and like Nanami's talking about like what they saw in the CCTV camera. These three people, they were killed. There's another guy within there, he's alive. So turns like like he's thinking that there's definitely something to do with curse, like Jujutsu sorcerer. So something like that. Now while they're doing deducing everything, they come to the roof and two spirits come out, and yeah, they're ready to fight. Yuji is fighting one of them, the detergent one, while this guy is fighting like an enemy is fighting another one. So like Yuji's like, oh, I'm going to show you that I'm not a kid. And he says like, no, since you're a kid, I'm supposed to put my life, no, your life above mine. And Yuji's not happy about it. Yuji's like, no, I'm going to show you like that I'm not a kid. And here he says something very interesting. Nanami says that you've faced several life or death situations, but that does not make you an adult. Finding more fallen out hairs on your pillow, watching your favorite stuffed bread disappear from the convenience. Wow, these are too real, man. What the hell? The accumulation of those little despairs is what makes a person an adult. I really like this guy. He says one of the most deepest and one of the most realist things. He's like, yeah, you know what? Like, just when you realize that your favorite stuffed bread has suddenly disappeared from the convenience store, and yeah, your pillow, beside your pillow, there's a tuft of hair that has fallen from your head. Yeah, those little despairs are when you become an adult. Yeah, because that definitely shows the passage of time. Like if your actually favorite bread disappears completely from a convenience store, that would say that yeah, a lot of time have passed. Like a whole generation have changed, and the new generation probably doesn't like that. So the shopkeeper, because of less sales, probably just ditched that and brought something new. That's the change of a generation completely. Yeah, you know what? I understand. That definitely would make you feel old. Like what can I say? Like you're like using something like nowadays. What's the most common thing that we use? Like a smartphone or something, like every day in front of us. So yeah, like most of us are teenagers and like younger adults, and like a decade after this, I'm guessing probably or more, like 2 decades after this, smartphone will disappear. Something else will come out, and yeah, that's the change of a generation. And when you realize that, you'll realize you're getting old. You're like, yep, back in the days, back in my days, we used to have this thing. Nowadays you kids use something completely different, but those were the days. That's when you will realize that, yep, you're getting old. I like this guy. In a weird way, he says these type of realistically deep stuff, which is kind of comical at the same point. Uh, anyways, all right. So he talks about his power. He says, "My cursed technique allows me to forcibly create a weak point on any opponent." All right, 7 to 3, striking the point at that ratio along the target's length causes a critical hit. That's very interesting. Is this true? Like 7/3, target's length. I don't know. Wait, so where's my weak point? Like 7/3. Like in my knees or some part like that? Like that's, I guess, no, a little lower than my knee. If you draw a line, I'm guessing 7, like out of 3, the third point would probably be near my knee or a little lower. Is that my weak point? I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, that's a very interesting thing that he said. So he says like if you strike there, it will allow you to deal a fair amount of damage to those ranked higher than me. And even with like a blunt weapon, you can deal a lot of damage. And we can see Yuji fighting this thing. This thing just flings Yuji off, and Yuji like strikes a home run. But yeah, either way, this guy is just talking continuously. And Yuji's like, I cannot concentrate on the curse. I'm always listening to him. But either way, like he says like, are you okay, like revealing your technique to me? And he says like, no problem. There is a merit to this. Revealing one's hand is a fact that increases the effectiveness of one's technique, like so. And he goes and strikes this thing, and using like a blunt, not blunt, but it's like covered with something, his cleaver or whatever that is, he just attacks them and like just destroys the limbs of that creature. So yeah, that's a critical hit. So even with that edge, they were wrapped up like, like knife, he was able to deal that amount of damage. So yeah, now Yuji also shows his power. So what he does is he envelops his cursed energy, and we get a little explanation as to what he's doing. Gojo says, that you're still not good at amassing cursed energy, so there's a lag behind it, but that actually creates an irregular flow of cursed energy. The moment after your fist strikes, your cursed energy slams in. In other words, you're creating two impacts with strike. So interesting thing. So obviously his cursed energy is enveloping this hand. So he punches, and at first fist strike the target, but the cursed energy that is a little lagging behind, it comes and strikes again. So it's like a two impact thing. First his fist strikes, then the cursed energy that comes from the back, in a little laggy way, it comes and strikes. So yeah, he's creating two impacts at the same time. And that's what he does. He attacks first, and then the impact happens. Yeah, so his fist kind of goes and like penetrates the monster a little bit, and then the curse energy kicks in, and then it completely blows out the body of the thing. So that monster is dead. And Gojo had said, like Yuji, that it's not something many can do on purpose. This will be a great weapon for you. All right. So we also see, Nanami thinking that his raw strength is superhuman. The initial blow has little cursed energy, but it reaches 120% of the average sorcerer's power. Then the real blow of cursed energy flows in. It must be unimaginably unpleasant for those struck by it. Yeah, and he says like he has room to grow too. He can learn to imbue 100% of his cursed energy into 100% of his martial arts. Yeah. Now I can see why the man brought him to me. So there you go. Later on, Nanami realizes something, that this monster has like a watch, and he snaps a picture and he talks to Yuji about it and tells what he thinks about it is. So he transfers this to the doctor, the lady doctor who we saw. I don't know her name, and she says that yeah, these are human beings. So the conclusion that we come to is that someone is doing something, and the doctor says. Oh no, okay, so Nanami says the two we fought were full of cursed energy like cursed spirits. Doctor says you'll have to ask the culprit about the cursed technique to explain how they were able to do that. Though there's evidence that their brain stems were tampered with, most likely to create a state of confusion and impaired consciousness. If they can tamper with the brain, it might be possible for them to modify someone to be able to use cursed energy. The relationship between the brain and cursed energy is still a black box to us. That is why, yeah, no one knows what's going to happen. So yeah, that's what's going on. And the doctor says that, oh, Yuji, it's not you who killed them. Keep that in mind. They were already dead when they were tampered with. So don't blame yourself about it. But yeah, Yuji's feeling bad about it, and at the same time, he's feeling angry at the person who did something like that to them. And yeah, Nanami is like, he can get angry on other people's behalf. Either way, yeah, so I like the fact that he says like, this is going to take an effort, let's go all out. I love the fact that he says this, because previously when Yuji was like, let's go all out, he's like, oh, moderate energy we need. But now he's actually acknowledging that, yeah, this actually needs like serious going all out. Alright. Now this part, I'm going to read this part because Mahito was saying a few things which I wasn't able to properly concentrate. There's a lot of things he was talking about. The first thing he says is, cursed spirits are a collection of cursed energy emitted by humans. whether it actually exists or not, a shared image of fear makes it easy for a powerful curse to manifest. Alright, understand. Interesting. A shared image of fear makes it easy for a powerful curse to manifest. Yeah, like something in legends, like a ghost. And the examples that it brings up later on. Uh, yeah, this kid, he says like famous monsters and ghost stories. And he says like, yes, like Toilet Bound Hanako-san, the Nine-Tailed Fox, and so on. Yeah, like all the yokais and every yokai that we know about. For example, I think there's a few other yokais that I know about. Uh, I can't recall their name. Obviously, Kappa. I guess Kappa is a yokai, kind of. I guess. There's that one with the umbrella. I don't remember know his name. There's another one which is like a slab of wall. I didn't know his name, but I've forgotten his name. Hashakusama, Kuchi, like that lady who has like this slit mouthed woman. Kuchisake Onna, I think that's what they call her. Yeah, and all these, I'm guessing these are all yokais. Yeah, all of these things obviously other famous yokais. I guess onis are also yokais if you think about it. I think so. Yeah, so all these aberrations or these these things, people who knows about like that, all the people, they have the shared knowledge about these things. So these things are, yeah, falls in the category. All right, so Mahito says Jujutsu sorcerers have registered them as special grade potential apparitions, okay, and keep an eye out for it, because yeah, people know about them and people, they have legends about these things, so there is a chance they might actually manifest. The fact they often categorize powerful unidentified curses as potential apparitions make it feel like that's all they're focused on. And people constantly fear more than just those fairy tales, right? Like natural disasters. Interesting. All right, so natural disasters. Okay, so next, what he says is that, all right, this guy, he hears something weird, like weird coming from the other side. He peeks in, and Mahito comes and says, people have always feared the earth, the forests, and the oceans. Yeah. Because the cursed energy directed towards those is far too big. They gained wisdom before they took shape and remained in hiding up until now. There's a very interesting image that pops up after this. The guy, the volcano head thing that we fought before, he's there. The Hanako or Hanami, that's his name, I think. I can also see him. And there's another thing in the back who looks awfully like that creature we saw in the beach, like a little octopus floating around, who also comes up in the opening. He looks like that. So are these the natural disaster? I can understand the volcano head. It's probably volcano, a natural disaster, volcano, you could say. What about this guy, Hanami? What's he about? He looks like someone who can bring flowers out. How is that a natural disaster? Like, I'm guessing he denotes the forest or the trees or the vegetation. So I'm not exactly sure about him. The octopus, little octopus thing, he probably belongs to the sea, so maybe like something related to the sea or the ocean. Either way, so yeah, these are potential threats which are even more dangerous. Like, we already fought the volcano guy. We still haven't properly fought the flower guy. We kind of saw his power. And then the little thing, that little octopus thing, we just saw him. And yeah, he says, I'm proud to call them all my friends. So it's pretty obvious. Those three are the three we saw. They were chilling out with him. So he's actually making use of it. So he's actually not using, but cooperating with these natural disaster friends. Like cursed energy friends or whatever. And he says, like this kid says, "What kind of curse are you, Mahito-san?" And like there's a certain section where we see he kind of moves his hair, and here it's like burn marks. And the next thing we see, there's some guy who puts a cigarette. I'm guessing this is something that he had to face before, probably in his childhood. Like maybe someone, like yeah, did that to him. And Mahito says, "A human one. That's the type of curse he is. I'm a curse that was born from the hatred and fear people hold in their gut towards others." Interesting. So that's the type of curse he is. Like, I'm not exactly sure what he tried to mean by that, but I can understand, like, so basically he's like the hatred of what people other have for other people. And I'm guessing we've still not seen his power properly. So maybe when we'll see it, we'll properly understand exactly what type of curse he is, how, like, what type of power he has, and all that. Either way, later we see Yuji and Nanami talking, and they bring up this, like this kid who's hanging out with Mahito, the boy who was at the theater, Yoshino Junpei. Yoshino, that's his name. And, like, yeah, and he says that we need to, like, get to know more about him. So Nanachi tells, like, Yuji and Ijichi to check this guy out. And Yuji asks him then, "Why are you the only assistant?" And he's like, "Oh, because no other people knows about you, that you're alive." Yeah, fair enough, I guess. Later on, Ijichi comes back a little bit, and he's like, do you already know the location of the culprit?" And not just to an extent. And he says, like, of course, if the culprit had wanted, he could have left the scene without any residual, things. He's just doing this to lure us in. And yeah, and that's why he's going to go to Mahito, because obviously then he doesn't want Yuji to confront that, because he's still a child, and like he said, obviously being an adult, he's going to put a child's life in front, like, above him. And that's what he's doing. That's why he ordered Yuji and Izuchi to take care of the kid. Either way, Yuji comes in and he's like, he says, like, "Nanami sensei," I think that's what he calls him. And he says, like, like, "Oh, like, be safe." And he's like, "Please don't call me a sensei, I'm not a teacher." You know what, he does kind of, his vibes are kind of like gives like a teacher vibe. I can understand why Yuji called him sensei. And Yuji's like, "Then I'll call you Nanamin." And he's like, "I'll slap you." Either way, later on we follow this guy out, Yuichi, I think that was his name. And yeah, he's going out, like, of like a convenience store. And we see Yuji's carrying something. I don't know exactly what that's going to do. He's going to do with that. It's like a cage. Inside the cage, there's like some weird creatures with wings. I don't know what that is. Either way, he's following that kid with that thing in his hand. So yeah, next episode will probably tell us what exactly is going to happen and how are they going to, like, interact with this guy, and we'll see. Anyways, that was episode number 9 of Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, and comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.